Today, beauty people, I'm going to be showing foil placements for beginners. And we're going to start off with 5 sections. And on my table setup, I have 2 pairs of gloves, though I didn't need them, but just in case. Shaving cream and gel, a temp bowl, a whisk, my foils, 2 metal tail combs, and a temp brush. But before we get started with that, thank you so much for watching my videos. God bless you, and let's get started. All right, guys, I am going through it today because I am trying to do a video and I have not done one in a long time. So yeah, here we go. I want to start in the middle. What I want to show you is horizontal placements. The first thing I would tell you, and please just know that these are things that I've learned over the years. That doesn't mean it's set in stone. Everybody has their own way. I get it. I am sharing with you my way in the hopes that you learn something and at least you can practice this before we do the real product. So usually when you're doing horizontal highlights, like in the middle, you don't do that first section. And the reason being is because if you're placing the foil back this way, you may end up with a harsh line. Now, that's not to say that you could come this way and put the foil underneath this way. The key is, though, if you don't get it close enough, you still may have a line. So when she or he decides to wear their hair back, you'll see a line there. So it'll look like outgrowth already. Put it that way. It won't be smooth. So I usually subsection, and it can be a thin subsection, part it out my way before I start the actual highlighting. And I don't know what's going on here. Something got mixed up. Hold on just a second, guys. This is happening. Okay, so you can tell I already had some product on her. I spent a lot of time doing a video. I was trying to film it a different way and it just did not work. So here we are again. I'm gonna bring her head back so I can see what I'm doing. I am going to do a slice. So I'm doing slicing in the middle. I'm going to show you different ways to fold the foil. Things that you should not do when you're placing the foil, just to help you so it doesn't slide. And this is why I wanted to do this video with the shaving cream first, so you would have a chance to practice. And then next video, we'll do the real deal. And then you'll have more practice. Now, some people take the foil and they fold it this way. So this isn't right or wrong, this is just different. They fold it towards them. For me, I fold it away from me because if my foil should slide, because I'm not perfect, if my foil should slide, I have this leverage underneath where I could still scoot the foil back up. Okay, so I have her hair, and please excuse me because I had put some product on it already, but I'm going to place that foil as close as I can, right up under that hair. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm going to take this hair, place that foil right there. Pull that hair down with tension, not to where it hurts, but tension. And I'm going to slide my comb out. And then I'm going to get some product. And I'm going to place some on here and work my way up to the line of the foil. Now, I believe I said it already, but the reason why I don't go over the line on the foil is because lightener expands. So if I just sloppily apply it over that line of the foil, that's why you want to make sure you have it close as you can get it, so it can swell up to that scalp hair, but not over. You don't want it to go over into areas that you weren't intending to have highlighted, right? So now once I have it pasted, as you will, to the foil, now I can kind of freely move. So now it's not going to slide there, right? I messed up on my subsection there, but yeah, that's all right. We got this. I'm going to place my hand like a board underneath my foil, so I'm not going to maneuver or grab with my thumb. That's a key thing with beginners. So when I place my hand, I'm going to slide it under like it's a board, and I'm going to keep my hand flat. I am not going to grab it like this, because when I do that and I start applying, it shifts the foil away from the scalp. So that's your first sliding. Just means the foils get more loose, and the product, that's where you get your cheetah prints or your tiger stripes, all that good stuff. So if the hair is longer than the foil, as this is, I have some product here on my brush, and I'm going to go under that hair, and I'm going to flip it up, but I will not do the twirly twirls, because when you do that, there's a chance your application will not be even. Okay, so we got all that done. Now you can place another foil on top of this, or you can take it and you can fold it up like this and leave it like that. I have trust issues myself, so I just take it and I fold those corners in. Now, some people make smaller packets than that. So in other words, they will take it and they will fold it up again. You could leave it like that, or they will fold the corners in like this, so you have the mini packages, right? And that's perfectly okay if you do that. However, you have to make sure that your product was spread thinly in that foil, because the more you fold it up like that, the more it can squeeze out of those packets. So just be mindful of those kind of things. So let's see here. Let's make this a little lower. All right, that's better. And then I'm going to make her a little lower. So I'm going to do another one. And what I was thinking about is, really, when you're doing horizontal foils, it may be better to start. Let's say if I was doing this whole section, slice, leave some hair out, slice, leave some hair out. Start from the back and go up, because I don't want to have to do this and lift the foils up. Although I can tell my tightness when I lift it up, but that's also part of loosening as well. So we're going to go through and, sorry, come on now. I'm going to slice some hair out, and I'm not going to highlight that. But what I want to mention is, let's say if I want chunky slices. So in other words, I want thick pieces. Then I would do back-to-back foils, back-to-back slicing if you want it to be chunkier. So in the early 90s, they had that chunky highlight look. So it was like blonde and then red and then dark brown or black. They had the tri-colors going on, but it, the chunkier the highlights, the cuter, right? So if you want that, it doesn't matter where on the head. It doesn't have to be up in the front. I'm just showing you here. But what did I do in my other clip? Oh, it's there. Let's just do this for a minute. Keep that. But yeah, if that's what you want, chunkier highlights, you would just do back-to-back slicing. Don't take any hair out. And however large you want those chunks to be, the more back-to-back foils you do. And I mean, every obstacle is coming up today, but that's okay because I am going to do this video. So let me slice some of that off because it's uneven. And I'm going to do another slice. Remember, it should be thin enough to read a text through. And yeah, I can see my text through that. Going to grab a foil and I'm going to fold it away from me. And now, is there a difference to have the less shiny side where the hair goes on and the shiny side out? Personally, I was told that. I was told that if you place the hair, do it on the less shiny side of the foil because it's like baking, and it will keep the heat of the product in, and whereas the shiny side deflects it and keeps it cooler. Is that true? I don't know. Either way it goes, whatever side you choose to put it on, the hair is going to lighten. So I'm not sure if it matters. I'm going to do my product and work my way up to the line. And why don't I go over the line? Because it will expand. So I get it close to the line and it will expand up to the root. So I want to show you this really quick, what I mean. So if you can see, it's up to the line of the foil. I don't know if you can see that or not, right? So what it will do is it will swell up to the scalp. Whereas if I went up to the scalp over that foil, it will swell up in here. And that's where your tiger stripes come in. And we don't want that. I'm going to flatten my hand, not grab it with my thumb. And I'm going to take my ends, if you can see here. And that's another thing too. Be careful on lifting your foils up, right? Because also if you lift them up too high instead of just keeping it down, it will shift from the scalp also. So remember that. And I'm going to place my ends up here. And I don't need to do all of this. And why don't I do that? I'm not doing that because there's no guarantee that there's even saturation. Whereas if you see here, sorry ma'am, everything is saturated. If I stir it up in a circle, some of that hair will get covered, but there's no guarantee. I'm not saying it won't, but there's no guarantee that it will be covered. All right. So that's just my thing. Now I'm going to take another foil and I'm just going to place it up here. And you can use your hand to pat it down, or you can use your comb. And you can just keep doing your foils that way. Now, that's perfectly okay if you want to do it that way. I'm just going to fold it for now and get that out of my way. So, if you have any questions for me, please leave it in the comment section and I will do my best to answer your questions. I don't know everything, but I do know a lot. And what I don't know, I ask. I either will ask State Board or ask my coworkers, whoever I think has the knowledge and can help, and then I will get back to you. So we're moving from that, and I'm going to go to diagonal. So let's just move this completely out of my way. And I wanted to show you if a section was too large, what you would do. But I can't, her head's kind of tiny. Basically though, if a section is too large, a subsection, what I do is I make a peace sign. And if that hair goes past my peace sign, like this for instance, then I would do one foil here and another foil right beside it, just to ensure that all the hair gets saturated. The key is, it's just like with rolling or curling someone's hair. You don't want a bunch of hair from the outer portion being dragged in, because the hair in the middle, of course, is going to be saturated properly, but not necessarily those outer corners. Now, there are foils that are wide enough to cover from corner to corner. That's great. If that's what you're working with, then scratch out what I said. So, diagonal forward. How do you know it's forward? When you can put, well, my educator told me if you put a marble here and it rolls forward, then you know it's diagonal forward. And let me see if I got this right. Diagonal forward gives the effects of the hair. I think diagonal forward makes the hair recede back a little so the highlights don't look as heavy, and diagonal back pushes those highlights forward so it looks more highlighted when you do diagonal back. So it's like the opposite. So diagonal forward will make the highlights recede, and then diagonal back will actually push the highlights forward so it'll look more heavily highlighted. So it depends on what they want. Now on this, I'm going to show you weaving. So I want to get this close here. Let's fix that. When you're weaving, you take your time. So I was always taught not to go like this, because when you go like this, there's no evenness. Whereas if you go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, you have that evenness, right? So up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and slice through. However big your subsection is, right? So I'm going to place it there. And I'm trying to show it where it looks even so you can see, right? I'm going to keep that tension there. And see, this is an awkward place, but I can do it. Got to be careful because I don't want it to slide because it's a tricky area, right? And now I'm going to take this and place it up. Don't stir it around. And it's completely covered. And now I'm going to take this, flip my foil up, fold that in. And remember, that's just me. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can fold it up another time. Now, what's cool is I don't have to flip this up. I'm just going to keep going. So, I'm going to leave a piece of hair out, right? And then I'm going to do my next one. Now, remember what I said, diagonal forward makes it appear like there's less highlights than what there actually is. It makes the hair recede. And diagonal back pushes those highlights forward so it looks like they're more heavily highlighted, right? So if they want that look, this is why you would choose to do either or. Also, diagonal on the sides when you're doing someone's hair is good because if they wear their hair up in a ponytail, these are questions you ask during a consultation. If they wear their hair up in a ponytail, then they won't have this line where it looks like outgrowth. Like, so for example, if you do horizontal on the sides and they wear their hair back, it's going to look like outgrowth. So almost like in the front, how I told you, how you wouldn't do that very front, you would see the lines. So diagonal is usually the way you want to do the sides. Okay. So I wish I could zoom in a little more. I can't. So we're going to do up, down, 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 up. That one's thick. And slide through. And there you have it. So up, down, up, down, up. Practice that movement. Practice not because remember, it won't be even. So you got that. It's thin enough to read a text through. Her hair is a little thicker on the front, but that's just the growth pattern on the mannequin. So to be honest with you, I really could do 2 foils here, because it may slightly go past that peace sign, but I'm not going to. Now I'm going to take this hair, flip it up. I am not going to stir it in little circles. Hold on now. Hold on. Whoa. Whoa. And I got lightener on her face, so that's not cool. And we just want to make sure this isn't sliding. Now, if it is, I'm going to take my comb and go under and bring it up some more, right? And then don't slide on me, don't slide. But that's why I leave that little ledger there. But now remember, as long as I keep it close, it's going to swell up to the scalp line. And I believe I have a video where I talk about bleach, the on the scalp, off the scalp. I do have a virgin bleach application. This video, I did not use protective cream because we're using foils. If it was an all over application like in my other video, virgin bleach, then yes, I would do protective cream. Okay, so that's that for diagonal forward. So now we're going to move to diagonal back. I'm going to clip that out of the way. So we'll come here. Hold on. So now going back, we are going to come this way. Sorry about that. I actually got a little lost for a second. I'm like, hold on. Okay. And the thought process is, how do you know that it's going back? Because if I placed a marble here, it's going to roll back away from her face. So I'm coming up this way. And now I'm not going to do that little one there. Let's go in the middle so you could see bigger. This side of her head is a little smaller, but yeah, so. Now on this side, come on, Bonnie. On this side, I'm going to do micro stitching. And that's where the term baby lights came from. So you can see it's diagonal back. It's put a marble, it's going to roll back. And in this case, we're not going to go up, down, up, down. We're going to do circles, right? So you put your comb here and you do a circle. Hold on. Work with me here. That was too little. Hold on, let me try it again. So put it in, do circle, 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 circle. All right. So you have this. Hold on. You have that. And I probably could have gotten more hairs, but I think I'm a little rusty. Yeah, but I'm glad to be doing this video because I said I was going to a long time ago and I have not had time. Okay, so now I'm going to place it on the foil there. And it should be close enough, so I want you to see that. Okay. I'm going to start here, work my way up to the line, right, of the foil. And it won't be as foamy and bulky as this unless you make it that way. Then I'm going to spread my brush, or I call it fanning, and I'm going to paste that hair on there. Then I'm going to use my flat hand as a board to scoop under. And I'm not going to scoop the hair with the product because when you do that, it makes the foil shift. And then also, if you lift the foil up too high, this is what happens. So now I'm going to take those ends. Uh-oh. Oh, what's happening? You guys get to see me mess up. And I grabbed it with my thumb too. Okay, so if that happens and it slid, which it didn't, thank goodness, I can put my comb in and I can use it to slide it back up. Right? Now I'm going to take my comb, help me to fold my foil up, and I bring it right up to the line of the other foil, fold it in, and that's it for me. Now let's do another one. I'm going to leave this hair out. Do another one. And remember, it's going to be circle, 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 and you just circle all the way till you get to the end. It's definitely thin enough to read a text through. Go up to the line. See, and I hate that because I accidentally hit my foil, but it didn't mess it up, thank goodness. A lot of times too, what I wanted to tell you guys is putting a lot of product doesn't make it better, just so you know. You find yourself continually manipulating. One, you're brushing out the product if you're over manipulating, so you're working against yourself. Two, if you're packing it on top of packing it on, at that point the hair is only going to absorb so much, and you're just putting product on top of product, so that's not going to make the hair lighter, just so you know. So next video, when we do the real lightener, you will actually get to see the effects, and I'll do more subsections. Right now I'm not doing as many because I just want you to practice and get the idea. So now we're going to move on to vertical. Let's see if I can even, it's going to be a little challenging only because you really need to have a way where you can kind of do it sideways. So let's see, make sure that's out of my way. Always remember this: when you do something vertically, it's going to give the appearance of length and less weight, right? So horizontal foils, of course, is going to add more weight in the highlights, meaning it's going to be heavier. Vertical is going to take off weight, and it'll give the appearance of length in the hair, right? So let's say if the hair tends to be a little shorter, and we can do some vertical highlights to kind of extend and give it the appearance of more length, then there you have it. The highlights don't look as weighty. Where you're going to do your your vertical is up to you. I'm just trying to show it in an area where it was more convenient for me. Because I don't have the kind of tripod where her head can lean all the way over. That's actually how I learned it from Redken. But yeah, so leave some hair out, and I'm doing slicing. I could do slice, skip, slice, but I'll wait to the bottom. Thin enough to read a text through. And all out of foils. You want to get yourself a good metal tail or yeah, metal tail comb, or they have the tint brushes with the metal tail. I like those better. So that way I don't have to have two things in my hands. So I could use my tint brush with the metal tail on it. Her hair is a mess. But yeah. Her hair is pasted on there. I'm going to bring that back. Probably should do a hair cutting video with this mannequin because her hair is a mess. Oh, what's happening? Okay, so now I'm going to lift her up and then you'll see where it goes vertical. Right? So far I've showed you micro stitching, weaving, which is up, down, up, down, up, down. Micro stitching is, so if you could practice this, now the way I was taught is you do it in the air, and then when you get to the hair, you just continue doing the circles. And so I'm going to do one here. Let's clip that out of the way. And it's called slice, skip, slice. So this is what I'm talking about if you do that peace sign there. And then you would do another foil here. But I'm going to come this way. Get to the wider part. And I just want to show you slice, skip, slice. Slice, skip, slice gives the appearance, and I've done this with real lighteners, so I know what it looks like, and it's pretty cool. You take your comb and you're going to slice in, lift up, come back down, and slice. So you have these two pieces. So I'm going to show that again. Do your subsection. You're going to cut in. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but you're going to cut in halfway, come up, come down, and slice through. So you should have two even pieces there. And then you put it on your foil. Oh, this is an awkward place because there's something under it, that clip. But anyway. Then I'm going to take my ends, flip it up a little more. Use my comb, fold it up. Fold it up. And that's it. So I hope this video has helped you. I hope that you will practice so that next time, hopefully next week, we'll do the real lightener. I'm going to show you how to mix it with the proper ratio. The developer, we'll talk a little bit about developers and what's the difference in the volumes that you choose to use. And thank you guys so much for watching my videos. If you are truly learning and you're watching to the end, please share this with other hairstylists in the making or new hairstylists, and like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. God bless you guys. Bye.